From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good afternoon and happy Friday. I'm student meteorologist Luke Snyder here for your Friday afternoon forecast. Looking at a live look at Beaver Stadium, you can see we have some relatively overcast conditions right now, and that's going to be the trend for much of the day so far. We're currently sitting at around 39 degrees with a feels like of 32 due to some wind chill coming in from the north, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Dew point around 30 degrees and visibility at 10 miles as of right now. Some of your weather headlines: currently it is Groundhog's Day, and thank you to Punxsutawney Phil for that early spring. Due to these overcast skies, he was not able to see his shadow earlier this morning, so that means that we will be seeing an early spring this year, and we do have some sunny and seasonable days ahead, so we're getting a little glimpse of that early spring just this week. Looking at your temperatures and feels like, you can see State College again at 39 degrees, with much of the Commonwealth experiencing that same trend of upper 30s and lower 40s for your recorded temperature, but those windy conditions are going to be making the feels like sit around the below freezing range with the lower 30s and upper 20s for your feels like temperature. Looking at that radar and satellite, you can see we have some cloudy skies coming through the area, and we have a few flurries and precipitations coming in the northern portion of the state. But other than that, as we expand out, we have relatively clear skies for much of the northeastern portion of the country, and that's going to continue more into the week ahead. With his wind speeds, like I mentioned, very strong winds coming in from the north, so wind's already going to be making it a little bit colder than it typically is. But since we have a lot of that coming from the north, we have a lot more of that colder air kind of making its way down into the Commonwealth. Much of Pennsylvania is sitting in the low 10s, so around 10 to 12 miles per hour for their current wind speeds as of right now. Looking ahead at some of the radar, we have some clouds slowly making their way out of the southern portion of the state, but as we really continue overnight, those clouds are going to make their way through, and we have a very obvious passing of those clouds overnight into tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to continue and make its way through much of the weekend as well, as temperatures remain relatively seasonable. And again, late Sunday morning, we have, again, clear skies to close off that weekend. And that's really going to be due to this upper air heights pattern. You can see we have some high pressure coming in from the south, making its way all the way very far up the U.S., and that's going to be making its way continuing through, kind of blocking a lot of that low pressure that we associate with, uglier, more precipitable conditions, kind of blocking its way, making it swing off the southern eastern coast. And that's going to be a lot more evidence when you take a look at some of the future radar as well. So again, you can see relatively clear skies this is for Sunday evening. Clear skies, and as we have this precipitation very far down south in the Virginias and Carolinas, kind of swoops its way under the southern eastern portion of the country, leaving Pennsylvania and the northeast clear for the weekend ahead into, this is Tuesday night. You can see Tuesday we have a few clouds coming through the area, but other than that, we have relatively clear skies, and we're not going to be seeing cloudiness until Wednesday afternoon. And looking for the rest of today, we're going to be reaching a high of around 42 degrees, with, again, those cloudy and breezy conditions continuing with some strong winds coming in from the north. Later on this evening, a low of 27 degrees as clouds slowly begin to dissipate out of the area and winds begin to slightly calm down at around 5 to 7 miles per hour. Looking for tomorrow, high of 42 yet again, with skies clearing throughout the day, making way for those gorgeous conditions. And as you can see ahead, the next 7 days, sun, and more sun. As you can see, we have completely beautiful conditions these next 7 days as temperatures begin to stabilize in the mid to upper 40s for your high, and with your lows in the mid to upper 20s. And again, clear skies, no clouds making way for the 7-day forecast, as a slight jump in temperatures for Thursday reaching the lower 50s. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm Luke Snyder. Have a great weekend.